Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay.
Excellent news.
My back's hurting though. I threw it out because I was doing EMOMs for my workout. See, I'm good when I'm focused. Well, I always try to focus and have good form, but the EMOMs, it's like do as many as you can every minute on the minute.
I didn't want to look dumb earlier and ask what that meant, but I had no idea what an EMOM was. I'm like, is that like a mom-specific exercise? Like for mothers?
No, every minute on the minute.
Gotcha.
So you got to go fast,
But careful.
but careful. And you know what did it was me going. Because one of the moves was like incorporated burpees, but
Yeah.
then you had to lift up weights. I was fine once the weights were lifted, but going fast from the ground and picking up my weights to get into position is
No
when I
bueno.
threw my back out. Yeah. So my back is hurting.
Mine's pretty tip top.
That's good. Well, I was just thinking that mine was really good, but I was still going to go to physio because I had a bit of an accident this weekend.
Sure did.
Have a bit of a whiplash, possible concussion,
Yeah. From doing?
dirt biking
Yeah.
for the first time
Which
ever.
is weird because you, being the safety first person that I know, must have had all your gear on when you went out. So it's weird that you would get hurt. Tell us what happened.
Hey man, I didn't have gear,
Oh,
but there was a bike there.
have bike will travel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, at least I was wearing a
Yeah,
helmet.
that is a good thing, or else you would have been dead on the trail.
I would have knocked myself out cold.
Yeah, you might not have woken up on the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good that you at least had a helmet, but everything else is sure not in good shape.
Yeah. I had came back. It's amazing my pants didn't rip because my knee is all cut up and bloody.
I think it's weird.
Like the pants, it was just thin leggings and they totally was drying to my leg. It was,
Buy it for life advertisement right there.
yeah. But
And I'm assuming it's completely turned you off dirt biking now, hey?
oh no.
No,
Should it?
not at all. Are we in the process of looking for your own dirt bike? Is
Yeah.
that what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I'll wear gear.
100% you will.
The problem was I was going too slow
Yeah.
the first time.
So again, welcome to our adult-oriented advice show.
The first time I was going too slow and I was looking down and I know the first rule is don't look down, but I was looking down only because it was loosey-goosey, huge
Yeah.
rocks and loose gravel. And I mean tight spaces, big tree trunks. I've ridden a motorcycle on smooth pavement,
And what happened then?
smooth sailing.
Except for that one time. It
Well,
was in training. I'm
it was
teasing.
in training when I was first learning to ride a bike.
Yeah, man, that's why you say the bike goes where you look.
But the second time, yeah, I was definitely going faster. Went through a huge mud puddle and my back tire gave out and I went flying over the handlebars and landed a good 5, 6 feet away from the bike. On my back, I landed on my back.
It's no bueno.
Willow was right behind in a side by side. UTV. She thought I was very hurt, but I immediately jumped up because I didn't want them worried. It was her and another kid, and I
Yeah.
didn't want them worried about
The
me.
old walk it off technique. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
And you are in pretty good shape considering what you did. But today you're not in good shape.
Today I'm not, but I think well, the only thing that's actually, I was amazed because I thought for sure the next day I'd be sore. Like where I've cut myself up is kind of achy or stingy, I should say.
Probably looks pretty gnarly too.
My whiplash, though, my neck has been sore. But now, anyway, yeah, it's usually the stupid little things that, or even was it yesterday or last night? Like I just twisted to pick up like a fork or something
Yeah.
and tweaked my back. So more tweaky, but today I can barely walk. So yeah, anyways,
Here we are.
should have wore pads, man.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
But again, I didn't have any, and the
Yeah,
bike
you
was
didn't really have an
there.
option. You didn't really have an option. I mean, and it was supposed to just be you getting on a bike and see if you even liked it again. But you solved that problem. You do like it.
It was fun. And then Willow had fun because she got to drive the side by side. She doesn't like side by siding otherwise.
She gets bored because it's all dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So yeah, good times.
Good times.
Good times.
What's on deck for today?
Well, I thought I'd pick up that series just on the culture of disrespect,
Mhm.
being respectful, grateful, responsible, socially considerate, all of those things. And I was talking, I mean, a few weeks ago, just about how these are sort of regulatory skills that need to be explicitly taught that
Yeah.
schools, used to pick up. But there's fewer, adult structures for learning things like respect and manners and responsibility. And I did talk a little bit about why it can be increasing and the role of parents. We talked about, I'm trying to remember now, just how it was affecting, us losing our sort of authoritarian role as parents and how it was affecting things like sleep and that
Hmm.
because we're not establishing good boundaries around things like screens, for example, and things become negotiation. So there's lots of different things that we need to teach. And today I don't really have a question so much as I just thought more education might be helpful. And then we can just kind of have a discussion about that. Just some of the things that we need to teach kids. And you can add to this too. But one is how do we talk to each other? How do we handle frustration? How we disagree respectfully? How we contribute to the family? If we hurt someone, what do we do? How to manage disappointment? How do we tolerate limits? Those types of things are really important. And I'll come back to that in just a second. Another thing that I think that we've lost over the years is just shared moral language. I know, well, even my girls will say, well, grandma always says, and actually, this is from Bambi, treat others how you want to be treated, right? Other ones, love your neighbor, respect your elders. You contribute because you're part of this family. We're not really sharing those moral anchors anymore as families. And so I thought maybe we could start there. I find today a lot more families rely more on emotional perspective taking. Like how do you think that person would feel if you
Yeah.
said that to them, right? Or if they were in that situation. Yeah, it can be useful, but it's not usually enough. Children really do need clear boundaries and clear rules. Like in our family, we don't talk to each other that way. And it, swears was a good example in our family.
Yep.
I don't care if the girls swear, except if it is directed at somebody. So if you want to say the B word and call, you know, that's maybe not a good example because that would be calling someone that. But you could say the F word, like fruitcake,
Yeah.
but not you are a
Fruitcake.
fruitcaking
Yeah.
jerk or something like that. So as long, so we did have very clear boundaries around that. I talked a lot when the girls, you can be angry, you can be upset, you can be frustrated, but you still need to be respectful.
Yeah.
We can't control those feelings.
And I think that's the key part of it, right? Like, but but I think part of what you want to get people to learn as well is there's a respect component, right? But it also requires you to maintain, like, you have to have clear boundaries to be able to have respectful conversation. So I think there's a layer of that as well that I don't know that people I know people don't explicitly teach it for the most part, right? That's not a conversation I don't think that's very common around boundaries in the sense of how you establish them, how you maintain them, and how you protect them in a respectful manner. Because I think people, and you see it a lot out in the world, whenever someone's self-declared boundaries are impinged or are impeded upon, they react typically very aggressively to protect them. And that just shows that you don't have that the ability to have respectful discourse while protecting yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think that to me is a trick. But I agree. I think you have to be able to be confident in how you speak about yourself and to other people for it to remain respectful. If not, you just go to the lowest common denominator, which is insults and anger and whatever you can to win the argument, right?
Right. Well, and I think it just comes, yeah, back to being very clear and explicit. And even with boundaries, like just to with your example, and I might have mentioned this before, but with boundaries, We often think it's about this is my boundary, and I expect you to
Yeah,
do this to maintain my boundary. But no, we have zero control of our
totally.
children. We cannot expect them. You might have a boundary around something, but the boundary is what you're going to do if that boundary is broken.
Yeah,
So you can't say, kid, you need to do your chores and establish that as your boundary. I expect you to do this thing.
yeah,
What are you going to do if they don't do it? What are you going to do if they do it? The boundary is around what you are going to do,
yeah,
regardless of what the other person is doing. And I think that that's really important. And so it really comes down to parental authority. It's not, you know, the one thing I do want to say is this isn't tough love. This isn't, a dictatorship, so to speak. You have to put limits. We can still validate our kids' feelings, but the limit still stands, right? Screens off at 8 o'clock.
yeah,
I get that you're disappointed. It sucks that you're disappointed, especially if you want to keep watching your show. But 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock,
yeah,
right? That limit stands. So it's not harshness, it's not intimidation or domination. It's not because I said so either, because that's not usually helpful, or just, it's my way or the highway. That authority means we are confident and clear in our expectations. We have a good reason for our expectations. A lot of time, parents are like, that's it, I've had enough.
yeah.
And that's not fair to kids.
No,
Just because we are now emotionally dysregulated and angry that we're, taking something away or trying to establish a boundary.
yeah,
So boundaries really should be done what made when you're calm. And we're teaching values and how to hold those boundaries and how to tolerate disappointment, and that's really important. We're still connected to our kids, but still in charge. I think that that's really important. So I just thought maybe I would go through some rules kids need to be taught just to help with this, because they keep talking about, some of these moral anchors. And
sure,
I don't know if
sure.
you have any off the top of your head, or if I should just go through some of the ones that I jotted down.
Do what I say, not what I do. Is that good?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's not a good one.
Okay, this can be tougher than I thought. Children are to be seen, not heard.
Although I do say that a lot. So Willow and I drove from Calgary to Vancouver Island,
Yes.
which is like a 14-hour drive,
Yeah.
plus or including ferry. And one of the stretches is the Coquihalla Highway, which is like, what do they call it? Like, it's just a treacherous
Yeah.
highway. Like, there's a
It can be
show
pretty
made
rough.
out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few times I'm like, do as I say, not as I do, because I
Yeah.
was doing
Yeah.
pretty fast,
Anytime I'm about to do crime, I tell the kids not to do what I do.
or I speed up. I'm like, speed up. It's about to turn red.
You do that a
I
lot.
do that a lot.
Yeah, you do that. And the other thing you do, which I don't understand because you're all about walking far distances whenever you can, but that doesn't apply to the parking spots I pick at a mall. That's the only time that you'll comment on that. It has to be right beside the door at a mall.
No, no, I,
It
I
100% is.
actually don't care about that. Even just the other day parked so far away. I'm like, no, this is good. I want to park far. I just like bugging you.
You're very good at it. Like I would say top three people in the world. And the other two live here as well.
Speaking respectfully, even when upset. That was
Yeah.
one that I instilled from a young age. Like, I don't understand whine, kiddo. So you let me know when you can say, Mom, I'm ready. You don't even have to say Mom, but I'm ready, right? I'm ready. Like, none of that. No. Oh, let me know when you're ready. And then I would model back. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. So always modeling that. I get that you're upset. I'm going to validate that because that's a true experience for you, but I don't need to engage
Right.
in any more emotional upset.
I
I don't
think
know.
that's the key piece for the parents is you have to be able to completely disengage after saying it. And I think there's an opportunity for a lot of people because it's uncomfortable to give into it, and you can't.
Yeah.
Right? You can't. You can disengage after you've said it and then just go about your business.
Yeah.
Right. And again, it's not about standing your ground or sitting there and staring the kid down until they come. You can just say, because you used to it all the time. You'd be like, okay, I'm ready to talk when you are. And you would just leave and go do something else.
Yeah.
Right. And they would come and find you.
Get
where
out
you
of the
were.
car. Remember, even
Oh,
in the
yeah.
middle of winter,
Oh,
we would
yeah.
get out of the car.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're ready.
Yeah. You let us know. Yeah. And I think that's the key piece for the parents is once you've established it, just stick to it. And the easiest way to stick to it is just Go do something else. Disengage from the situation until they're ready to start it up again.
Yeah, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You let me know. I'll just be in the kitchen or I'll be nearby or I'll be here waiting. And then being consistent with it. That's the key to all of this
Yeah.
is the consistency. And I've used the speeding example before, right? Like if you've gotten a speeding ticket, you've probably continued to speed because you're not getting a speeding ticket every single time. So, but if you did, if you got a speeding ticket every time, you'd stop speeding. So it's that intermittentness. You want to be consistent. There's always the rules like don't hit or threaten, but we want to make sure whatever expectations we lay down are set in the positive, not the nots, because kids don't know what to do if we're saying don't hit. So we got to tell them what they should be doing. I know it's common sense, but kids really benefit from that explicitness. So we use our words. If you're upset, you use your words, right? Instead of your hands. And so being able to, and then coach, what does using your words look like? And give examples and non-examples. I do like the Berenstain Bears for that because Papa Bear always messes up and always shows the kids what not to do. And that's good to have those non-examples. So
Yep.
truth, tell the truth. That's always something that we have also, and I'm not just sharing ones that we have enforced. It's just funny that the top few here are the ones that we have enforced, but truth has been a big one for us. Hey.
Yeah. We don't usually make a habit of lying to them unless it's hilarious. That's the only caveat. If it serves a better punchline, for sure, I will lie straight to their face all day long. But on important things like just how we interact, no, we've had conversations that are pretty open and pretty honest about a lot of things. And I think I just had one last week, right, where I had to be honest with Willow about the fact that I screwed up, right? I forgot the boat keys back in Calgary, and she was super disappointed. But rather than hide it or make a big deal of it, I went and had the conversation. I said, "Look, I screwed up. I know this is what you wanted. I'm so sorry. This is what I've done to try and fix it." And then off we went. And she was still disappointed, but at least she knew that it was being resolved. It wasn't just whatever. And the important thing in that situation was to know that it wasn't anything about her. Like I didn't want her to feel like I had forgotten about her, whatever. It was a screw up, right?
So that's good modeling the truth telling, but then expecting it from the girls as well.
Yeah.
We've always been really good about you'll get in trouble for lying.
Yeah.
So if you tell us the truth, we've been really good about not punishing if they do tell us the truth.
Yeah, like we'll talk through the things that we would want to see or how they need to handle it differently or even express our disappointment at what happened. But yeah, it never resulted in groundings or any of that stuff.
Yeah. One thing that I have found is slipping back into not truth telling is just like who ate the last chocolate and left the wrapper. That
Yeah.
one. It was getting good. And it was always mine. I was like, yep, it was me. Okay, dude, thanks for telling me. I will throw the thing away now.
Now that what they've shifted to is they leave one small morsel of that thing in the package, in the pantry, and then leave it. And then I didn't have the last of it. There's still some there. And it's like, really? That's what we're doing right now?
There's 2 bags of goldfish.
Yeah, on the go.
Well, 3 on the go, but 2 that have like just remnants at the bottom. So they just open up a new bag and just leave.
Yeah, because they weren't responsible for killing the last bag. Yeah, there's one Turkish Delight left in the box.
Oh, is there actually?
Just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lonely one.
Box.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the honesty piece is important. And I think any chance that you have that you don't have to be punitive to teach the lesson is probably the way you want to go. And that was kind of our approach to it is it was more important that they felt they could be honest with us than we taught them they were wrong and punished them for being wrong. Right.
Yeah. We're covering a lot of ground here, but I think it's just good reminders. Put things back where they belong.
Yeah, our kids never learned that.
Yeah, I guess that's not one we've super enforced.
Sure haven't. Key examples of when we got home this week. What was on the front driveway for a week and had to be driven by every single day by our adult daughter?
Yes, the recycling bin. Well, she didn't pull it. Did she pull it out? Oh, I guess she would
Oh,
have pulled it out.
no,
No.
but
And I did. I was giving her heck for that, like jokingly. But she's like, Mom, I was up at like 4 every day, and then I come home, and I was just so tired, and I didn't even see it. I'm like, you like nearly hit it every day to get back on the driveway. Well, yeah, and I would have to go to the bathroom, and I'd run inside, and I'd mean to come back out, but then I totally forget because I'm so tired.
defense once again.
Yeah, out of mind, out of sight.
Yeah, exactly.
But that for me, actually, I have been, so for me, it's usually lately, it's been my makeup
Hmm.
or the big one is the hair dryer has always gone missing. So I've just established a rule. Hey, man, like I know you can continue using my hair dryer, but the rule is it stays in my bathroom now
Yep,
from now on. Like
it
I've
does in the
learned,
bathroom.
and because I did have the rule, if you want to, and this is the boundary, right? If you want to use my hair dryer, you got to put it back. I'll know you want to borrow it. I know you don't want to borrow it if you don't. And if
Yeah,
it doesn't come back, I'm going to lock it up. Instead of locking it up, though, because that's the step that I can take when that boundary is broken. But instead of locking it up, I just made the rule you can use it in my bathroom.
right.
It's just not allowed out of the bathroom. The girls, one that I had for them is if they borrowed something from each other and didn't bring it back, the other person could come into their room and take whatever they wanted. So,
Not a popular rule.
no, not a popular one, but boy, they were sure to give back whatever they were sharing
Yeah.
or borrowing from
I do think
when
that
they were little
I
anyway.
do think there's a chance though that has morphed into violating the other rule of not lying. Because it's amazing how many things both of them have that are exactly the same when one of those things is missing from the other room.
Mhm.
So I think there might be a little bit of fibbing going on, but that's fine.
With each other, yeah.
Yeah.
Clean up your own mess. So again, so this is a great boundary example with Willow. And I think I've shared this
Hmm.
example before, but I just want to give more examples of how we establish a rule and how we can follow through with rules without forcing our kids to like without it becoming a nag, without it becoming a fight. So, I mean, we've got two ADHD girls. If you've got an ADHD kid, essentially it's I'm going to start this project and 5 minutes later, oh, I'm going to go start this project, and oh, 5 minutes later, oh, my friends are here, I'm going to go out. So now there's all these projects left everywhere, messes left everywhere, completely forgotten about. And so one of the things that I had done is I'll know you want your stuff, I'm happy to clean it up. And I would literally just take an arm and put it into a box. And then I would put that box on the stairs. I'll know you want your stuff when you clean out that box every Sunday. Every Sunday, if you put it away, I know you want it. I know you don't want it if it's still in the box on Sunday. And then I'm going to donate it.
Yeah.
So every Sunday, I would donate whatever stuff was in that box, or we'd throw it away or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was good, we would donate it. One week, it was Willow's birthday presents, and it was put in the box. And I gave her like an extra week. I let it stay. I even reminded, hey, just a reminder on Sunday, what's going to happen with the box, right? But the box gets cleaned out. So that's just an example of
Yeah.
clean up your mess if it's important to you and you want it. Even if it's like garbagey stuff, then we would have as a family our cleanup time
Yeah.
together, right? Like let's look around what needs to be done. I don't know.
And they all kind of got like I would say that the one thing with that is that's also a fairly flexible rule for us. Like there were certain things we wanted them to clean up, like stuff on the stairs or stuff at the back door, but there were areas that we just didn't care. Like if you wanted your room to be a pigsty, that's fine. Like that's not our deal. And we've talked about that before. And both of them, and Willow especially lately, they now have very organized rooms the way they want them to be organized, and they keep them tidy on their own. We don't have to chase them because over time they learned that they wanted that space to be their own space, right?
Yeah.
But there was a lot of times that getting in to even get to Willow's bed was a chore because it was just so much stuff,
Even
right?
opening the door.
Even opening the door, right? But it was again, we would say clean up your room, but then we would kind of just let her decide if she was going to do it or not. And over time, she got to the point where it's a part of her regular routine now, where she likes to keep it tidy so she can get in and out and relax in there, right?
I was actually just talking to a family this week recently, and they were asking about the bedroom stuff. Well, first of all, bedroom stuff, I find like that's just not a hill that I want to die on.
Yeah.
There's so many other things. It's their personal space. But the family was just, wanting to help their kid like redecorate it and fix things up and, those types of things. But it's always a mess.
Yeah.
So again, that's one of the things. I'll know you want my help to completely redo your room, repaint it, and fix whatever needs to be done and get you new furniture, whatever. I'll know you want that when you can keep your room clean.
Yeah.
Every Saturday I'm going to come in for a check-in. And if you can do it for 12 Saturdays, I don't know, whatever the boundary
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
you want, then I'll know that you are responsible enough to have, a new redone room. So again, this is part of that parental authority,
Hmm.
right? We're creating that boundary. But again, we can't have an expectation on everything. Like you're just going to burn out and the kids are just not going to take you like pick your top priorities
And then
and kind of go
stand
from
firm on
there.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's so many things. Another one is helping because you're part of the household. And
Yeah.
this is one that we've talked about a lot. A lot of families will attach money allowance to
Yeah.
chores. We never really did that.
No, it didn't really. I think we tried it and it didn't really sit well with us and it didn't really entice them at all.
Yeah, I think we had bonus.
Yes. Yeah.
You get your allowance no matter what. You have certain chores you have to do no matter what. But there was bonus. That's
Yeah.
what we
Yeah.
had done when they were little, bonus money. And it actually did work because it was up to them. Like we didn't care because we're going to take out the garbage anyways. And
Yeah.
if you take out the garbage, cool, bonus to you. So
Yeah.
that was nice because they still had their expected chores to do. And those were just icing on the cake for us. And so then there wasn't more nagging or anything like that. But yeah, we've always maintained we're just part of this family. We all need to help each other out. And the key there is really reinforcing when they are
Yeah.
helping. Like, do you think, well, right now, Willow is making dinner for us. And so I'm going to reinforce that by telling her because she really wants to watch a movie tonight.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be like, thank you so much for making dinner so Daddy and I could record the podcast. Now I've got all night. We can watch that movie. Because before I was saying, I don't know. I got to go tomorrow because I'm going to do a presentation out of town. But, now I can reinforce that. I knew I probably was going to
Yeah.
watch the
Yeah.
movie with her. So being able to reinforce, hey, thanks for cleaning up dinner with us. Why don't now we've got time to play a game or watch a show
Right. Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. That all makes sense.
Yeah. Should I keep going with this or
So yeah,
are there any that you think?
I gave my suggestions and you said they were bad. So I don't know if I have any other ones. No, but I think all it boils down to is not all it boils down to, but a component of what makes it work is, and we've talked about this a lot. You've got to figure out what kind of relationship you want with your kids as well, and then operate to that. If you want an authoritarian relationship, fine, that's your choice. But that authoritarianism in that context is only upheld through conflict.
Yeah.
Right? You are going to live a conflict-filled life. And if that's what you're down with, cool. Fill your boots, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to teach as positive a relationship or emulate positive relationship traits to your kids, that's how you do it, right? Calmness, respectfulness. And this isn't, we're not some Stepford family that's perfect.
No.
Right? We've talked about that before, right? Like, especially when the kids were little and you're super stressed and you're going all the time, you're not always going to make the right decisions. But if you have a way to get back to where you want to, and you have mechanisms that allow you to acknowledge the fact that you didn't do the thing you wanted to do to your kid, that just feeds back into what you're hopefully trying to build, right?
Yeah. And that's the difference between like the authoritarian versus authoritative
Yeah.
parenting versus permissive, which we're not even talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of permissive. And yeah, it really is holding that boundary. And I like how you're saying teaching, because that was kind of my next point is discipline is teaching. If we look at the root
Yeah.
part of discipline, it's disciple. And so that's what we need to think about, right? When we're disciplining, we're teaching our kids. And so sometimes it's explicit instruction. And I mean, they need to have that explicitness. I don't know. I think I've given the example, just our girls play ringette. And I always would say, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And my daughter's like, I'm paying attention. And I'm like, what are you paying attention to? I never
Yeah.
asked that, but in my head, what are you paying attention to? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, what is she? We have not explicitly said. It's common sense to us that you would pay attention to the ring, or in hockey, you would pay attention to the hockey huck,
Yeah.
or the hockey puck. But kids need that explicitness. Pay attention to the puck,
Yeah.
kid, pay attention. And then it's like, oh, that's what I'm paying attention to.
Yeah.
So that's how explicit we need to be. So they need that direct instruction. They need us to model it as well. And one of the things that I didn't talk about today, but we've talked about so much on the podcast, is limits around screens
Yeah.
as well. That's another important one that I would say, along with conflict resolution and what we do if we, do hurt someone. But yeah, being able to model those things and then practicing having that consistency, and then the meaningful consequences
Yeah.
as well. Consequences being like tonight with Willow, the consequence is I'm going to go say, hey, dude, thank you so much for making dinner.
Yeah.
Let's go watch a movie. A consequence can also be a reward. It's a positive thing. It's just whatever happens after. Maybe it's a logical consequence.
Yeah.
Bummer, you were messing around on your phone and we ran out of time and
Yeah.
now we can't watch the movie or whatever that is.
I think that's the distinction, right? Like discipline is perceived as an inherently negative word, and it's not. Discipline just means it can mean structure, or it can mean, to your point, you know, the discipline enacted upon someone. There's always a yin and yang to it, right? Everything you do, there's a yin and yang. There's one way to approach it that's a negative punitive, and there's a way to do it as a teaching reward, right?
Yeah.
Just figure out a way to go that route and which route you want.
Yeah. And then consistency,
Yeah.
because otherwise without the consistency, that's where they learn that disrespect actually works for them. If they get into a fight with you and now they get out of, you're like, just go to your room. I
Yeah.
just don't even want to see
They
you
won.
anymore. They won.
Yeah, they're out of the situation.
Yeah, there's power, maybe they're getting more attention, whatever it is, they end up, we're reinforcing that behavior, which is really problematic. So
So,
I think maybe I will leave that there
yeah.
because I do want to get into the traps, like not being consistent that weakens our authority, but I think that might be a good one for next time. So I might leave that there. Any last parting
Just feels like I aced this one.
words?
Like I think out of the two so far, I've pretty much nailed both of them.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the clean sweep on the third part.
All righty. Nice.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.